Happy December bonus episode day.
Hey y'all, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Let me get my shirt in the view here. We've got Taylor on Benjamin the cat. Says I hope you have a very swiftmas.
I love it. I love it so much.
Welcome to the December bonus episode. You've asked a lot of questions. We have a lot of answers, and I did not even tell Becca we were about to do this. Wait for the look of panic. There it is. There it is. No, something big happened in pop culture this week that we need to talk about now while it's applicable.
Yes, absolutely.
Mr. Travis Michael Kelce planned a hell of a party here in Kansas City. Now, I was not invited. No. Although I did find out who the party planner was, and her son plays in the same baseball organization as my son.
You need to be BFFs with her.
Yet so far away. No, Travis threw a congratulatory end of the eras tour party in Kansas City for Taylor. It was a surprise.
Yes.
It was epic. Everyone dressed in different eras. The Haim sisters were there. Ashley Avignon was there. Andrea Swift, Austin Swift.
Donna Kelce.
Donna Kelce in her maroon outfit.
Look at her.
Good Lord. And then so much of a surprise, Trav came in one outfit and then changed into his tuxedo from the show.
Yes. Yep. And Patrick dressed up as Travis.
Oh my gosh. The whole thing was just epic. And he looks like he gave a toast, what I wouldn't give to hear what
I was going to say, I would kill to know what was said in that toast.
Apparently, there were multiple toasts by his friends and her friends.
Oh, wow.
But I would die to know what he said. Die.
100%.
I do know that his buddy Eric that we follow that runs Homebred commented something along the lines. Did you see this about something about how much what Travis said in his toast meant to him and to get to see it all come to full circle like this?
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the definition of endgame.
Listen, I loved the picture where we saw Travis giving her the 22 hat. I think
I died. The pictures that are finally kind of trickling out where they're clearly walking into the room and she figures out it's a surprise and the Haim sisters pop out of the cleaning cart.
As they do.
Dear God, I would have died. But Taylor's face. I also want to know what was on the ice sculpture that she and Travis are looking at. Because they both look stunned.
They were clearly it was funny. So it was either an inside joke or an obvious funny. I would love to know. I have so many questions. I'm sure more pictures will trickle out now that we're further past it.
I saw someone speculate that it was the chair was carved from the vigilante ship.
Oh, that would be funny.
That would be funny.
That would be funny. I love that.
But I just wanted us to quickly touch on that. Do what?
Are we lagging?
No. We're not. Just don't act like it's happening. What were you saying?
I love that he surprised her and made it such a big deal because that was a huge thing. So for it to just end after all that work that you've put into it, like you should go celebrate that you just did this massive historical thing that will never be repeated in our lifetime, at least. Like that's a big deal. So I love that he celebrated her, but he brought in people and made it special. I love that he got a party planner that clearly understood the assignment and did such a good job. Like even down to there's a picture of the drink menu that matched the numbers on it, matched the elevator buttons, like just such attention to detail, which is such a Taylor thing because she pays so much attention to the details. So I love that he made it a party about her for something that she would absolutely love and notice all of those little things.
You know, I even noticed like the archways that they were like walking into the party in. Each one was different, one of the different eras. Like, listen, I don't know this party planner. We've not met yet, but we will. And we also have the same name. Her name's Amanda. We've not met yet, but holy mess, you are incredible at what you do. Like
clearly.
And he clearly had to say, when she said, okay, what's the budget? He clearly must have said, what? because
listen,
it was
as I was looking at pictures, I was like, he spent on that probably what a normal person, an extravagantly normal person, would spend on a wedding. Like,
well,
easily.
listen, he spent more on that than I would spend in 3 years on anything. Like,
percent.
it was just, I just loved it so much for her. And again, it just gives me hope that, like,
Yeah.
there's just
You
really
love
is.
to see a good love story. You love to see people appreciating each other.
Listen, I know I'm besties with Hallmark people now, but that was better than a Hallmark movie.
Listen, it was good. It was good.
Can you imagine the song that we'll get from that?
I cannot wait. I think I sent you that Twitter post the other day that it was like TS12 was going to make the Lover album look like Her. And I was like, nailed it, because I cannot wait for this next album.
Listen, we don't speculate on this show. But I have to say, the people who brought to attention that perhaps the only party, at least publicly, we'll say publicly known, that Joe ever threw was at her house for his castmate that he was rumored to have had an affair with. I mean, again, that's all I'm going to say.
Right. Listen.
Did you notice the matching pinky rings?
Oh, I didn't. I missed it.
Travis and Taylor have matching pinky rings, and they're like expensive ones.
Well, obviously.
But a pinky ring?
That seems like an odd choice. I mean, they've got matching bracelets, don't they?
Yeah.
Didn't they get like a TNT matching bracelets or something?
Yeah, they do. But I just want to shout out to Ashley Avignon wearing the stuffed snake. Now she's trolling us. Of course. I mean, right? Why not?
Listen.
Of course. Why not?
No, but I loved it. I love that she got to it. And I love that we got Taylor content after the Eras tour. It gives me hope for the future.
It does give me hope, and that I will actually segue now to say we'll just go ahead and address the last question on our notes.
Okay.
This is from Cassandra. And first of all, when I read this, I'll tell you, and as you know, I died laughing when I read it.
Yes.
She said, "What will Y-Space look like now without the Eras tour? Please don't stop the Taylor content. And no, the song isn't about me." Thank you for clarifying. If you don't know what that means on the Tortured Poets department, there is a song. Listen, when I read that, I was like, I don't even care if it's a stupid question. I'm answering it because that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a great question because it's something that you and I have talked about several times. Because
I would just like you guys to know that we don't take this podcast lightly.
No.
We had a full planning session this week where Becca had a very elaborate spreadsheet that has still never worked for me. But because we were planning for next year, because we will not have the Eras tour. But as this week taught us, there will still be Taylor content. And no, we will not stop the Taylor content. Now, are we going to just like make up things to talk about because we're running low? No, we've got a lot of other stuff planned. We've clearly got football until February, so there's that. But we have a lot of stuff planned for the year coming up.
Yeah. And I think we'll still get Taylor stuff throughout the year. I do think that we will probably get some re-releases. Potentially, we're still waiting to see if there's a documentary that comes out because we saw all the cameras following her. Something else will be released about the Eras tour, so we'll get to talk about that. But I really think that we're going to see some Taylor around Kansas City once the football season wraps up. You know they're going to go on a vacation, that eventually some pictures are going to trickle out from that. So I don't think, we're going to lose, having Taylor. We're just not maybe going to get her as much. But I think we're going to actually get like Taylor in real life instead of just what's on stage, what we expected to see every week. So I think it'll be fun. I think we'll see some more things. Because it truly seems like Kansas City respects her, kind of lets her have her privacy in her moment and keeps her safe. So I do think that we'll see her pop up at a few more things.
Yep. And I'm on it, guys. I'm on it. I'm here. Got the whole family moved.
Listen, maybe Mandy will run into her tomorrow and they can talk at the game.
I will say I'm going to the Chiefs game tomorrow. Chiefs versus the Texans. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see CJ Stroud play in person.
Yes.
I'm hoping that they lose, though, clearly. I'm hoping to see Taylor from a distance. Our seats are, we would be able to see her if she's there. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. Becca will have to keep me posted, though, that like lets me know she's there because the signal there is not great. But yeah, we're going tomorrow. It's going to be real cold. Busting out the ski bibs again. It's a noon game, so I'm like, at least it'll be sunny.
That's true.
We've actually never, I have never been to a noon NFL game in my life.
Oh, really? Do y'all normally do the night games?
I think every Chiefs game we've ever been to has been a night game. I'm pretty sure, yeah. So
okay.
We'll see. Whole new experience. Patrick is playing, clearly.
Hopefully they get so far ahead that by the second quarter they can pull him.
We'll see. We'll see. That's not really the trend this year, but
it's not.
That's a great wish.
But I need him to stay safe and protected. Yeah. Makes me nervous. But Hollywood Brown will be back.
I know. I'm so pumped to see him get to play. I'm hoping I finally get to see Travis break the record. I don't know. Lord.
We can't get in the end zone for him. I'm going to be so upset.
Yeah.
And I know he's not going to say anything because records don't matter to him, but you know he wants that. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got to happen.
Yeah.
All right. So that answers Cassandra's question. Lots of content. We're going to do a bunch of deep dives. We've got a list of different deep dives we're going to do, topics you guys have asked repetitively about on the TikTok. I know there is some concern that the TikTok may go away. We'll just see what happens. Y'all come over to Instagram. Becca's joined in on the fun now.
I'm figuring it out.
Yeah, we don't know what'll happen if TikTok.
I think Barron Trump might be the one that saves TikTok for us.
Listen,
I think he likes it.
Let's just say, I mean, something. I hope. I don't know. We'll see. But we've got more questions for you. I decided to pick a lot of the questions that were like recaps of this year and predictions for next year, as this is really the last hurrah for this year. It'll be the last episode that comes out in 2024. And I got to be honest with you, I couldn't be more elated to see this year end.
It's had some tough moments.
Yeah, this is this has not been a great year for me on the personal side. But we've had some great pop culture moments.
We really have.
I mean,
a lot of pop culture moments.
And if I struggle with any of your names today, I do apologize in advance because there's one or two that I am concerned about already. But I'm gonna go with it. All right, I'm gonna start second on the list because I'm gonna go in numerical order of 2024, then 2025.
Okay.
Stacy asked, what were your top 5 favorite pop culture moments of 2024? And it bears reminding the audience, because I've only asked Becca roughly about 18,000 times, do we include sports and pop culture? And Becca, the answer is?
Yes. Always yes.
Always. All right. Awesome. Let's hear your top 5 pop culture moments.
Do you just want me to go through my whole list?
What do you want to do? You want to go one by one? Like you, me. What do you want to do?
We'll do whole list because I think some of ours might be similar. Okay. So, and I didn't do mine in a particular order. So,
no, that's
obviously Eras Tour that took over the whole thing, pop culture. Super Bowl was that was one of the most fun Super Bowls to watch. Just with all of the media that we got leading up to it, all of the storylines, and then Taylor being there and us getting her on the field afterwards, like just a huge thing. The TV show Nobody Wants This was one of my favorites because I felt like for the first time probably ever in my life, I have been on the bandwagon of something in real time. Instead of like 15 years later being like,
well, and I would say also the bandwagon that others were on, because I think you're always real time with Hallmark and maybe not everyone else.
That's fair. It's a real lonely bandwagon. I'm the Hallmark one, but I'm trying.
But yeah, it's a good one. I didn't think that.
My other ones were having Ben Herbstreit, Benji, on College Game Day, and also Nick Saban joining College Game Day. Like, that was so fun to see this year. And then the last one, Ray Gunn, the breakdancer at the Paralympics.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
Because we have seen that replicated in NFL dance moves and everything. Like, it was a great cultural moment for all of us.
That is a really good one. Yeah, we did have a few of the same. Eras Tour was, again, I don't think I have anything anywhere on here like in an actual order, but Eras Tour for me for sure. I also had the Super Bowl. I actually put the TTPD announcement.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because first of all, we were so stunned.
Yes.
And it was such a fun night, like for it to happen, like the double drop and just, I mean, came out of nowhere. So that was super exciting for me. I actually put the Kendrick versus Drake.
Oh, I forgot about that.
It was just a big deal in our house. It's a very rap-oriented home. And it gave a lot of good music that everyone in our family still listens to. So, but also I just enjoy a little drama. So it was fun.
We really do.
And then the other one I put Coachella, because this is the first year I have actually like tuned in. I don't know if this was the first time that they did live stream Coachella. Maybe not.
I have no idea.
No clue. But this is the first time I like actually like tuned in and watched the performances too.
Okay.
Obviously because Bleachers was on, so I'm going to be there. But then also clearly we got a lot of really great content from that. So yeah. I don't know if it's going to be the same. I don't know if this is going to be the same this year. The lineup doesn't look as great, but
yeah.
All right. So then Melanie asked, what 5 things do you want to see happen in pop culture in 2025? And I got to tell you that this was really hard for me. I have a lot of things I want. But then I I don't know. So let me hear your list.
Yeah. Okay. So I really want to see some more celebrity weddings. Listen, I get that you guys want your privacy. I understand. I'd want my privacy too, but I really want to see some like big celebrities get married. I want to see some pictures. I want to do a documentary if you want, like whatever it is that makes you happy, but I want to see all of it. I would also like to see more documentaries come out. Sport ones, we're starting to get a lot of those. I would love to see an artist do a documentary as their like the creation of an album or the release of an album, all the behind the scenes of that, I think would be really interesting to see. I would like to see celebrities turn into real humans on social media instead of only posting paid content. Nobody loves that. We don't see that. No. Really calling out Travis here because come on. Listen, okay. I can't do another sponsored post. I just want to see you take a picture of like the cats playing or whatever it is that you're doing that the rest of us humans think is normal. Like just post something normal on your social media. That's what I want to see. I would like to see more accountability and honesty in streamers with artists that are paying to get plays and get their numbers up there. I think that's owed to the regular people. And I think with as much that started to kind of trickle out about it this year, I think maybe we will get some of that, or at least they'll be called out more. Maybe they won't stop, but they'll get called out.
Yeah.
And then my last one is I really want some more rom-com movies in theater.
Shocker. Shocker.
We get them on Netflix or Paramount or whatever, but like, when's the last time we had a really good in the theater that like, I mean, you remember when we were in high school and college, like Friday night dates, you would go see the rom-com that's in the theater. I miss that. I want that back.
You want the rest of us to get on the Hallmark bandwagon with you.
Listen, if that's what you read into that answer, then I can't stop you from that.
Just what just happened to come to mind. Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. So I put, since we do include sports, the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl again. Yeah. I want to see this three-peat happen. And it's my team, so clearly I just want it to happen. But I think historically too, I just think it would be epic.
Listen, these are the historical moments we want to live through. We don't want to live through another Great Depression or COVID or any of that. These are the historical moments.
Yeah. Listen, all I'm asking for is a little change of luck this year. It's all I'm asking for. I also put that I would really love to see TTPD win Album of the Year for a couple of reasons. I mean, clearly, obviously, Taylor's my favorite, but also because I do not want to, sort of in the same vein of what you're saying about these paying for streams, Charlie XCX. I don't want to see people get rewarded based on, I don't know, your husband jumping up on a microphone saying you should have won all these years when it was probably your worst album you've ever put out.
Preach.
Things like that. So, like, I want people to win for real talent. And so I really want to see TTPD win. And again, another historical moment that would be really cool to live through.
Yeah. Love it.
So I've got that. And then I put celebrities being real. Similar to what you're saying. Yeah. Like, would I love to see Travis post something just like hanging out at the house?
Yeah.
Benjamin the cat? Sure. But not just them, like everyone. Like, I'm tired of seeing, the paid ads, but also like the like airbrushed, dressed to the nines. Like, one of the things I like everybody knows that I stan Blake Lively, but one of the reasons I also stan her is because, and I'll give it to your girl, Kristen Bell. She does this too. Like, they'll put themselves on social media without makeup.
Yep.
And like, I appreciate that. Like, let's just be real. Like, this is literally going to be 2025. Like,
right.
Let's just be realistic about things. And then let's see. That was number 5. I put a large celebrity wedding. Similar to yours. Now, is it getting to see Selena and Benny's wedding? That would work.
I'll take it.
Would I prefer it to be another popular famous couple? Yes. But yeah, like, I want to see all the celebrities arrive at this wedding.
Yes.
I don't want it to be like what happened to Jack and Margaret last summer, though, where it became this outdoor festivity for all these fans. Right. Like, I just want, a little spread in People magazine that gives me all the pics. And maybe, a friend drops some pictures from behind the scenes on Instagram.
That's all we're asking, folks.
But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm looking for.
Those are good.
As with anything with pop culture, I just look for an escape from reality. So
that's fair.
Whatever works. Okay. I'm going to go with Hideki.
Oh, I like that pronunciation.
Okay, because it makes me think of the golfer Hideki Matsuyama.
Maybe this is the golfer.
Okay, I looked him up. It's not. But we do appreciate the question, Hideki. You asked, who are your favorite celebrities of 2024? And I'm excited to hear your list, Becca.
Okay. Well, so I did the people that I really kind of focused on this year.
Okay.
So Pat McAfee, love him. I felt like we got a little bit more of his personal side this year too, so I enjoyed seeing that. Obviously, you have to throw Travis and Taylor in there, just because 2024 was consumed by anything that they put out. Kieran Culkin has like slid in here at the end as my celebrity. Listen, I probably have only watched one of his movies, and that would be Home Alone. But he's got a new movie coming out, and so he did the Actors on Actors Vogue interview with, what was his name? Coleman Domingo. And I think I sent you some clips on TikTok.
Yeah.
It was so good. Like, he just seems such a normal dude that just gets to have a really cool job. So he has slid in as one of my little favorites in there. So I couldn't think of, there's a ton of celebrities I kept up with this year, but those were the ones that really stuck out to me.
Yeah. Okay. So I have my obvious, like, clearly Taylor.
Right.
I put the Kelsey family.
Yeah.
Look all together. And of course, Blake and Ryan. So those were like my obvious ones. Other ones that I don't think would be as obvious. I picked Jelly Roll.
Okay.
I love me some Jelly Roll. I believe you may be stunned by my next answer.
Okay.
Nick Saban.
We love to hear it, though.
Just saying.
Go ahead, elaborate on that one.
It's a weird world I'm living in now. 2024 has been weird. That's going to be on our merch. But yeah, no, his presence on game day. So, okay, I had bitter feelings towards game day the day that Chris Fowler left and Reese Davis took over. It
Fair.
just, the whole vibe shifted for me at that point.
Yeah.
And so while I always tune in when I can, I still just didn't have that place in my heart for it anymore. Um, but then you throw Pat McAfee in there, so I'm like, okay, he's pretty funny, and he'll just
Right.
outrageous. So like I'm in.
Yeah.
But then Nick Saban, and right when I heard y'all, I mean, when I heard he was going to be on there, I was like, well, it is ruined now. Like,
Yeah, you weren't pumped.
I could not be more thrilled. He just, I'm telling you,
Joy.
do I still think he's Satan on a football field? Yes. Yeah. But outside of that, I am a fan. Would love to grab some dinner with he and Miss
Right?
Terry. I mean,
Love them.
I'm a big fan.
Yes.
So yeah, I figured you'd be most stunned by my Nick Saban answer. And then I had to give a shout out to my boy Jack Antonoff, because if Jack is anything, he's messy. And boy, do I love
But he's
and
such he's a real shady messy. So like you got to know some things to understand the mess, and we love that.
And sometimes you don't realize how messy he is in the moment. And then either somebody does some calculus for you or something comes out and you're like, oh, I just love it. And he is so quick to just call people on the carpet.
So
And
quick.
I just love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. All right. So let me see here. Okay, because we do include sports in pop culture, Ross, and I did check it is not the Ross Travis. Who are your top 5 athletes of 2024?
Okay. So I did Jameis Winston. I wanted to do NFL backups in general, just because I feel like they've had a heck of a year this year.
That one threw me. I wasn't ready for that, but that's a good one.
He's never played for a team that I've really paid attention to.
Yeah.
And while I don't think he's a fantastic quarterback, he is in the NFL, so clearly he's better than most. It has been so fun watching him at press conferences, hearing his pregame speeches. Like, the man is wild, and I'm here for it. I love it. I just like to see genuinely good, funny that have a spotlight on them. It's just really fun. So I've got him. Scotty Scheffler, insane year for him. Saquon Barkley has been so fun to watch now that he's come on to the Eagles. Simone Biles coming back to the Olympics. Listen, at her age in that sport, she's still young, but in that sport, and then to do the things that she did, especially after how Tokyo went, it was really fun to watch her. And then you got to give that Caitlin Clark. Listen, she has brought her and her draft class have brought such a spotlight to the WNBA, but we were tuning in for her. But I think you can't discount that. But lots of incredible athletes that we got a chance to witness this year.
Yeah, I'm excited for us to do more about the WNBA this upcoming season. We've got that on our tracker.
Yep.
So I'm excited about that. So I went with, I don't know if you've heard of this one, Travis Kelce.
Okay. Up and comer.
Yeah, he's a new guy. I went with Naomi Girma. You know how I feel about women's soccer. And
that is true.
Her defensive game at the Olympics was just, and she's so young, like.
Yeah. Super impressive.
Yeah. And it's like to have that poise on any platform, but at her age, I'm just like, holy moly. Asia Wilson, because
agreed.
Again, the performance at the Olympics, the leadership she shows in the WNBA. And it's like, she's one of those ones, I guess she's considered a veteran now. She's not like Diana Taurasi old, but she's not like intimidated about the new people. You know what I mean? Like where DT was kind of a B word about Caitlin Clark at first, and of course now has tried to come full circle. Asia wasn't like that. Like, first of all, they adored Kate Martin when they got her, but she's just about the game. And so I just really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then I had Alex Morgan because I don't know if you remember that she was left off the U.S. women's national team. Did you think maybe I had let that go?
No. You never will.
No, if you know anything about me, you know I'm petty, and I will always bring this up.
Listen, I'm convinced that some of the last words you ever speak on this earth will be first to the Olympic Committee.
Listen, because that was such a tragedy, but also she did retire
Yes.
and end a very epic career, but also like massive changes just within women's sports. And especially with the San Diego Wave, because they got some turmoil going on over there, and she was really standing up for the people who were obviously, or at least allegedly, very mistreated. So I went with her. So yeah. I'm gonna go with Stefan.
Yeah.
Okay. Could be Stefan. I don't know. What are your top 5 favorite sports moments of 2024?
Okay. I liked this question just because it made me kind of go back and relive some of these things that we've forgotten about. But number 1, McCole Hartman catching the game-winning touchdown at the Super Bowl. I could watch that.
We love him anyway.
Oh my gosh. It could not have been a better human to catch that. Like, we just love to see it.
Speaking of, did you see his debutation tuxedo at the party?
Loved it. Listen, he looks fantastic.
I just love them. Okay, that's a great one. Yep.
The USA women's gymnastics team winning gold at the Olympics. We love to see that. That was really cool to watch. Scotty Scheffler getting arrested at the Masters and then coming right back and winning the thing. Like, it could just the whole storyline and the fact that it was Scotty Scheffler of all people. Like, you could have put any other golfer and we'd have been like, yeah, there's probably some merit to this. But Scotty. So that was just a fun one. Jaden Daniels' Hail Mary throw against the Bears to win the game. We don't often get to see like Hail Marys that actually like win a game at the buzzer where it actually works. But for it to be against the Bears and Caleb Williams just was the best. And then Novak Djokovic winning the gold in the Olympics. I don't really keep up a ton with tennis, but I do watch like the big games, and he has been one of my favorites to watch. So the fact that that was like the one thing in his career that he never got to get to actually witness him winning, that was really cool. And to see, listen, when your wife and kids get to witness that too, it's just a special thing. So that was a fun one.
We had a couple of the same ones. It definitely had the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl, Scotty winning the Masters. I just put the Olympics as one category because I couldn't pick between like the men's basketball final, the women's basketball final.
That's true.
The women's gymnastics. Like, it was just so many things.
Yeah.
Then I put that the final game of the WNBA championship when Liberty beat Lynx in overtime.
Nice.
God, it was such a good game. And it was just fun to see. And then I have a real random one. It just happened to be like, I'm learning especially as Judd gets older and more into sports, when there are moments that we share as a family or he and I share enjoying something, like it takes on a new meaning to me.
Yes.
So we watched the home run derby this year because obviously we live in Kansas City and we're huge Bobby Witt fans. And so Bobby, like getting into the finals, now he did lose 14-13, but watching the home run derby, plus it's just like because like I spend my time at an 8-year-old or now 9-year-old's baseball games. So seeing a home run in general doesn't happen ever really. But the fact that they were like hitting like in the early rounds, like 18 home runs in a row. And I was just like, this is insane.
Right. But, like it's nothing.
Yeah. It was just such a fun moment. But also for the guy that won, Teoscar Hernandez, it was his first time to ever be in it and the first Dodger to ever win the title. It was just fun to see.
Oh, I like that one.
So, yeah. Okay, Jackson asked, what are your top 5 sports predictions for 2025? And I don't think you're going to like mine very much, but.
Oh, I'm sure there's one on yours I'm not going to like. My first one might be a little spicy for some people, but it is what my thoughts are. I think that Shedeur Sanders will have a Caleb Williams rookie year in the NFL.
Agreed.
I think that Alabama will struggle significantly this next year, and I'm real not pumped about that. But
am I here for this one? Tell us more.
I think we're seeing such a shift in the transfer portal and NIL basically taking over college football. And I think that there have been so many other schools that have really come into the hype They've got supporters behind them. They're offering just as much, if probably not more, NIL money than Alabama is. And so I think with us losing a lot of our senior players that had stayed when we got a new coach, now they're graduating as they should, and they're going to get real jobs in the NFL as they should. We should not be in our late 20s playing in college, guys. Okay. But I think that it's going to be a tough season for them next year, and that's okay. I'm still going to root for them, but it's going to be rough.
I'm here for it. Let's see it.
I know. I think that we are going to see a big coaching shakeup in the NFL. Obviously, we know some big names that are on the hot seat. I potentially think, again, with how much like teams are trying to get the name players in and get the best, I think that we might have one or two surprises in there. I don't know who they would be, but I would not be surprised if we have a couple of surprise firings. Let's see. I think the WNBA is going to continue to grow, especially with Paige. Is it Buchers? Is that how you say her last name?
I think it's Buckers, but
Buckers.
We know that I don't know what the heck I'm talking about.
That's right.
I think it is Buckers. Did you see that she just had a stalker?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, okay, I get it when you're like stalking Taylor, but Paige Buckers, what are we?
But even at stalking Taylor, like just get a picture online, guys. Like leave them alone.
Well, yeah, I mean, when I say I understand, it's totally inappropriate, but like I could foresee that happening. But Paige
is a college student. Yeah.
That was weird.
I think we're going to see the WNBA continue to grow. I think with her going into the draft this year, that's going to, again, spark some interest. Obviously, we've got some expansion teams that are happening. So that'll be fun to watch in 2025. And then I think that NIL is going to continue to be a problem. And hopefully we will start to get some regulations on NIL and the transfer portal in 2025. I don't think it's going to take effect for like the 2025 football season. But I hope that there's at least discussions and votes and regulations that are put into place for the next year, because if we don't get a wrap on this, it's just going to ruin college football.
I mean, I truly think it had
it's already started to ruin it.
I really, really think the effects this, I guess it's not technically the off season since we still have the 18 million team playoff to go, but yeah, it has ruined things. And yeah, I am a Razorback fan, so yeah, it's taken a significant blow. Now, but here's the thing. Yesterday, we signed two of like the top linemen in the whole freaking country to come to Arkansas. Why are they coming here? I have no idea.
Right.
Like, I don't know what you two are thinking. Welcome. Thank you for doing this.
We're glad to have you.
Yeah, I think here's the thing. When the transfer portal itself destroys a team like Arkansas, okay, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Suck. But like when you see it have such a negative and like strong impact on a program like Alabama, you got to know something's wrong then.
Yeah. Well, because at what point do we need to make sure that we're understanding that these people are still kids? There still should be there should be an academic component here. But it's like we're turning, because then I wonder what happens to the kids that are on the football team that do care about their academics. Like all this pressure is now on football. And if you're not, the best of the best, because I just don't think that Bill Belichick's going to come in here and be concerned that you've got finals to study for or projects.
No, it will be very interesting to see him in the role of a college coach. Like, I still wonder, something is very weird about that to me.
So, but those are mine.
Okay, so I predicted that Scotty will win the Masters again. Obviously, predictions too, people are not always rooted in like statistical facts or thoughts like that. Sometimes it's just what we want, and that's what I would love to see. Much like my next one would be that the Aces will win the WNBA championship this year.
Okay.
I am heartbroken that Kate Martin got flexed to the expansion team. I wish there was a way she could come back. I hate when things like that happen, but will be a very cool opportunity for her though. Because she's always been insanely talented. But she's always been in the shadows. So we'll see. This is kind of like, this is sports adjacent, but I am predicting that Travis and Jason will invest in some sort of sports team together.
Okay. I wouldn't be surprised.
I actually think it will be some sort of women's sports thing.
Okay.
But yeah, I just am curious. I don't know. I just think Something could be in the water.
Okay.
I think LeBron is going to retire from the NBA.
I think he should.
And then my last one is I think that Travis is going to retire.
Okay. Listen.
It's not listen, it's not me saying it's what I want to have happen. But
right.
I think we really could be there. But I have to say, the gray hair that's popping in on Travis, I am here for it. So age is just a number. So
That's right.
Okay. I'm gonna say Raquel. Okay. Who was a quote miss for you in 2024? This should be interesting.
I put the Ohio State.
Okay, that's a good one.
Go away. Billie Eilish, didn't love. Listen, obviously we're not a fan, but just the shade she throws at other artists to try and elevate herself, I'm never here for. And then my last one, Gypsy Rose Blanchard. You guys.
Oh God, I forgot about her for a minute.
We really came on board for someone that helped get her mom off. And I just, while the storyline was very interesting and her life after has also been interesting, I just feel like some people should not be famous. And so that was a miss for me that she went so far into sharing her life with us that sometimes too much is too much. So that was a miss for me.
Yep, that's a good one. I had Justin Baldoni. I have really high hopes for him because he was in It Ends With Us. Train wreck. Him, not the movie. Movie's good.
Yes.
I don't know if this is about to be spicy. I've already had a couple people say that I've said negative things about her too often, so we'll see. But Beyonce?
I don't feel like you say negative things about her.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And I'm not trying to call some of you people out, but I've had like 4 comments in probably the past 2 months that like, well, one of you said I needed to watch myself, please. But you clearly don't.
Not the one.
Yeah, you clearly don't know me, but that's funny. No, she was a miss for me. I thought Cowboy Carter was a miss. I thought kind of just her whole vibe this year's been a miss. And I think that there was a lot of stuff that she was going to do this year that they were like hinting at that clearly got pulled from the table. I don't know if it has to do with what they knew was coming with the Jay-Z stuff, with Diddy. I don't know, but it was real obvious we were about to get more with Cowboy Carter and then radio silence.
Yep.
So
yeah, I would love to see Beyonce, what she could have been without Jay-Z. Because I think, listen, we have always said she's incredible.
My take on this. Woo! You do not want to open this can of worms.
I just think she could have been even better because I do think that he dims her light a lot, or he does such ridiculous things that then she has to pull herself back to protect herself and her kids. And I don't love that.
Do we want to go here?
Listen,
okay.
Might as well. We got time.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. I do not think there would be a Beyonce without Jay-Z, because I'm going to tell you, of Destiny's Child, I think she's the third talented.
Wow. Now that's a hot take.
I think Kelly Rowland and Michelle Williams are far more talented than Beyonce. Now, Beyonce can dance better than them.
Yes.
I'll give you that. But if we're talking vocally,
Beyonce, but I don't necessarily know that you have to be a better vocalist. You have to be better at marketing yourself. And I think she does really good at that. Really well.
But see, that to me is the Jay-Z impact. So, if you didn't have that, do you have Beyonce? I'm just saying. My next one up, because I don't need anybody else coming for me. Actually, you might as well, because it's probably high time somebody does. Zach Bryan.
Lord.
Here's the thing. Not just because of chicken fries or whatever. Not because of all that. Because here's the thing. I don't know where you people were, but like, he was already ridiculously awful to women before Rihanna. So I don't know where you've been.
Yeah.
His whole vibe, his demeanor, his his aura is just ugh.
No, it
And the
says.
fact that people get so in on him blows my mind. Y'all, if you read his lyrics, you will find those same lyrics with several other artists coming out decades before. He is not
Yep.
original. Y'all can come
No.
at me if you want, but he is not an original songwriter. And so for those of y'all that are like, oh, but he writes such good music. No, he doesn't. He steals such good music. That's what he does.
It will eventually come back to bite him in lawsuits for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then, of course, I cannot have an episode talking about people I don't like without mentioning Billie Eilish. It's the crap she brings up about other artists when she is just as, if not more, guilty. But then also, like, again, this having to wear and be a persona instead of just being yourself. She just came out in another interview this week. I don't remember who it was with, but it was like talking about how she had such great sex this year. You just told us you weren't going to talk about your relationships anymore.
Right? Listen, some of that stuff we don't need to know.
I don't care.
No.
I don't care. Like, oh. But I also found her a disappointment musically, not just because I don't like her as a person, but like, she was coming off of the year with the Barbie song, and I don't know, I just expected more and better. And I think what I'm learning is what I'm kind of starting to see a different vibe to this that maybe I didn't realize before. I don't think it's her. I think it's her brother.
Oh.
I think when she has a song that comes out like the Barbie song, I think he wrote it.
Oh, I didn't even look to see if he did.
Well, he's listed as a writer, but I've noticed on the songs where he's listed as a writer, I'm like, all right, I don't like you as an artist, but I like these lyrics. And then songs where he's not listed, I'm like,
interesting.
So, just saying.
Okay.
I'm here for you, Billy. Okay. Ashlyn, who surprised you in 2024?
So for this one, I put Princess Catherine and King Charles with their cancer diagnosis. That one kind of surprised me.
That was them or God, but okay.
Well, I mean, with how much with King Charles, how much he came out and said about it, and then with Catherine, how much they kept so private that you allowed insane storylines to go. So that was like my surprise of the year, because typically, like, we just don't do anything about them that's personal. So for us to get a video that she was diagnosed, and then I don't know, it was a very interesting thing how two people in the same family have two similar diagnoses, handle it completely different. So that was my surprise of the year.
Oh, you only picked one.
That's all I did. That's all I did. I'm sure there were others that I just could not think of.
Got a few things for us to talk about then.
Listen.
This is the most recent one. Kylie Kelsey and the podcast. I never imagined her putting a podcast out.
I still don't understand it. I love her. I'm glad that she's doing it. Struck while the iron's hot. It is an odd thing, though.
Yeah. It's really good. She just had Carissa Thompson on this week.
Yeah.
Great interview. But yeah, totally shocked me. Also in the same vein with Jason, I've been very surprised with how well he has transitioned into like the business side of life.
Yes.
Like, I don't know what I expected. Like, he's so good on Monday Night Football, but like all this other stuff he's doing too is like smart, and it's like good. And not that I think he's dumb. I just am surprised. Right. I kind of think I thought like he would do Monday Night Football and then kind of just that be it.
Yeah.
No, my dude is everywhere.
Yeah. They've clearly got a good business team around them that's giving them solid advice.
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt. And then I had Jeffrey Lurie not firing Nick Sirianni. I just still don't understand. And then this last one is Jerry Jones. Because
is that really a surprise, though?
Well, okay, but here's why I still listed it as a surprise. I mean, does he always do some buffoonery? Yes.
Yeah.
But like, has at all cost protected his image over these years. So we're just going to let this football team, America's team, God's team, we're just going to let that implode? Yeah, I find that surprising. I think that's weird.
Yeah. And it does. I was kind of hopeful that maybe once he's gone and his sons take over while they've, obviously been around him forever, I thought maybe we would see a little bit of change, but I think Steven has come out and made comments and I'm like, nope, same thing. Same thing. If not worse.
Yeah. And then my last one was myself, for my newfound love of Nick Saban.
Listen.
Thank you.
That might be the best thing that's come from 2024. Eras Tour, what?
That hasn't been a lot, so must have been. Well, speaking of Eras Tour, from Alex, now that the Eras Tour is over, and by the way, I absolutely love that you put this teardrops on my phone.
I love it.
I applaud you. That was fantastic. What were your top 3 moments from the tour?
Okay. So obviously I got into Taylor Swift more because of the whole Travis piece there, because I was a bigger football fan than I was of necessarily like the depths of knowledge of her music. So the Eras Tour was really fun to watch for me. I think the very first thing, I think it was one of the first concerts that Travis went to where he was in that like blue shirt.
Oh, the first time she did the guy on the Chiefs.
Yeah. And he was standing off to the side. And that was the first time we got where she ran off to him and jumped. That was such a cool, real moment to get to witness. So I loved that.
Yeah.
Obviously, Travis taking part in I Can Do It With a Broken Heart.
Clearly.
Listen.
I still can't believe that happened.
I'm still shocked that happened. I'm not shocked that he did it because he would take any opportunity to do anything fun. I think I'm more shocked that like her and her team were like, yeah, we want to bring him out like and showcase it.
I'm shocked that she did it, not him. Yeah.
Yes. And then I love to see the other favorite was the sports world and the Swiftie world just coming together. Like all of the athletes that we saw, even the athletes that weren't there like with Travis or anything. Like you saw Tom Brady took his sons. We had Patrick and Brittany went. Andrew Whitworth took his kids. Like it was just kind of fun to see all of that. And so those were some of my favorite moments.
Yeah. I mean, narrowing it down to 3 is a little hard for me, Alex.
I'm sure it's hard for you because you were actually there at some of them.
I guess my 3 favorite moments were the 3 that I was at. No. I guess I only went once in 2024 though, right?
I think so. I think the other 2 were,
yeah.
Listen, I don't know. The years
time is an abstract, but yeah, those were 2023. TTPD being added in Paris, like that was epic. We kind of figured and thought and had heard, but like to the extent that it was added and what was added and the theatrics of it, oh my gosh. The first time she did the bridge of Smallest Man, whoever lived, Lord have mercy. That was so epic. I just realized that you did not ask about 2024, and I'm glad because what I was just about to say, one of mine was actually not last year. It was the year before or this year. The very first night that she did Long Live.
Oh,
she went to walk off how she always did, and then she stopped and everyone freaked out.
Yes.
And then she came back and they all came up and did Long Live for the very first time. I mean, again, we know how I feel about that song, but
yes,
it was just
that's epic. A good one.
I just made a bullet point for Trav moments. All the moments he ran off the stage, the moments he was there, the moments, just all of it.
Yes.
And then for me, the most epic moment probably for the rest of my life involving Taylor will be getting to hear Clean in person in New Orleans. So.
Oh, that's a good one. I like it
for me.
I like it.
Jalen, I appreciate you calling me out here. I am not ashamed, but
Jalen's not wrong.
Mandy's been clear she does not like Nick Bosa. You, sir, are correct. Who are your top 5 least favorite NFL players?
Okay, listen. This was an easy list to make, I felt.
Okay, yeah.
Justin Tucker, don't like the guy.
Oh, I forgot about him because he's been a wash ever since that whole debacle.
Listen, you start messing with the Chiefs.
That's voodoo. It's real.
Max Crosby. Ugh. I think he's a dirty player. Yeah. He is really good in the media after the fact, just to save himself. but I don't like him as an NFL
Did
player.
you know that there are people that are hoping, because there's a lot of speculation he's going to ask for a trade, there are a lot of people hoping he comes to the Chiefs?
Do we think that they're hoping he'll come to the Chiefs so that he'll leave Patrick alone?
I don't know, but people don't make me cheer for him. Like,
No.
it's not kind.
Listen, I can't get on MySpace next year and be all in on Max Crosby.
Oh, no. I mean, we'll talk about him, but I'm not going to be a fan.
I have come around on a lot of people and teams. Please don't make me do it with Max.
The bridge too far.
I can't. I'm realizing now that the question said least favorite NFL players, and I did throw in one athlete that is not an NFL player.
Let's hear it.
It's my least favorite for Angel Reese.
Oh, well, yeah.
Listen, no. Stefan Diggs obviously made my list. Don't like him. And then Aaron Rodgers, who we know is probably going to be on your list as well.
It's like you know me or something.
And we have not talked about this on a regular episode, and so I'm not going to go too deep into it because I think that we need to. Have you seen any clips from his Netflix?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That'll.
Listen, I wasn't going to watch it, but then I saw the clips and I saw how ridiculous
it is.
And I was like, we gotta do this.
You need to go ahead and put that in the spreadsheet. I would, but it doesn't work for me. That needs to be in our first episode of the new year. So yeah, Jalen, as of no surprise, Nick Bosa is on my list. But I have to say, I saw an interview yesterday with him in the locker room. Actually, I don't know when the interview is from, but I saw it yesterday where they were asking him about old boy that walked off the field. I don't remember his name now. And he was just kind of like, yeah, I kind of knew something was going to happen. The vibe was off, and I kind of heard some like grumblings, and they were like, well, do you regret not saying something in the moment? He was like, no. And I was like, okay, I actually respect that. So don't make me like you, Nick
Bosa. Nick Bosa is in the locker room, and he is oblivious to anything going on.
That dude is like crying all the time.
Like peanut butter and jelly sandwich and just listening to music.
I don't know if the CTE is so severe. Is he high? I don't know, but he doesn't seem like he's on planet Earth. Like,
listen, all the brothers are like that, and I think they always have been. So I just think
something's amiss. I do have Max Crosby as well, and Stefan Diggs, and Aaron Rodgers. Now, my fifth one, I don't know if you're ready.
Okay.
I feel like you're going to be offended, and I need you to hear me out.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts.
I'm not going to hate you for it.
Okay. Well, that's a good start. I appreciate that. Listen, I want to like him because I have a place in my heart for the Eagles because of Jason and some other guys, Landon Dickerson, Brandon Graham, a lot of those guys. But his vibe is just wrong. It's just off.
Yeah, and he was always a little bit more closed off than a normal Alabama player is when they play, but I don't love what he's turned into personality-wise that we get in the media now.
Do you think that he has always been problematic and that's why he went to OU? That he that maybe he had lost the locker room in Alabama too?
It's possible, for sure. And maybe it wasn't as noticeable then because you had a lot of other big leaders.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
But here it's noticeable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. From Cassidy. The year is ending. Okay. Very observant. Name your top 5 favorite songs that came out this year. This was a tough one because I also had to go make sure they actually came out this year.
Yes, I did have to double check mine. So I did Beautiful Things, Benson Boone.
You and Judd, he's on a kick of that right now too.
That is one of my favorite songs. And I think it's because when it comes on in the car, the kids will belt it out. And I love that. Yeah. But Daddy, I Love Him. Taylor Swift, obviously. I Had Some Help by Post Malone. That was one of my favorites that he did this year. High Road, Coetzel. I think I've talked about that one on here. The lyrics in it, I like The Petty Moment. And then Bar Song, Shabuzi. And again, that's just another one that when it comes on, great parenting, we sing that song in the car.
Listen, we're playing rap music that's not edited in our car.
That's right. Same.
I'm stunned. Were there no new Dan and Shay songs this year?
Well, they had some good ones. And they had some really good. Their album that I really like came out last year. So I didn't count their
numbers.
Christmas album this year, but trust me, I thought about it.
I'm shocked. Of course, number one on my list was "But Daddy, I Love Him." Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar. Again, because I loved the pettiness of that whole war. Also, it's like my son's football team song, and I love it. I have no surprise, Jelly Roll's song "I Am Not Okay."
Yes.
That is my anthem for 2024. That's So True by Gracie Abrams. Now, listen, we haven't talked about this. I don't know why, but suddenly it's having a moment on TikTok.
Really?
Have you? This hasn't happened in your algorithm?
No.
Must be my Spotify talking to my TikTok. Like all these celebrities are doing like videos to "That's So True," the song.
Okay.
A couple, so it'll get it in your algorithm because then it's everywhere.
Okay.
And then "Tiny Moves" by Bleachers.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I do think we need to do an honorable mention to Eminem's album that came out this year. I don't know how often I played at your house, but it is on repeat in our house.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's a good one.
I think that is, did I get everything?
That's all of them. Look at us.
2024 wrapped up for us.
Okay. So this will come out right before Christmas next week?
This is going to come out on Christmas Eve.
What better way to spend your Christmas Eve, guys?
So when you're trying to avoid your family, just pop in those AirPods, take a listen, and we will see you in 2025.
All right. Bye, y'all.